In this episode of Jurassic Evergreen Park, I will be building a plaza to view into the brachiosaurus habitat, as well as a small habitat for the MINMI and HOMALOCEPHALE. Enjoy! And with that said, hey guys, Legion here and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 2. And as I said, today we will be continuing a park with a bigger plaza that will look into the brachiosaurus habitat that is around the entrance of the park that I talked about in the last episode. And also there will be a small habitat in the middle of the plaza with a little bit of path art around it for the MINMI and HOMALOCEPHALE, which I think work together quite nicely, and I think it's a cool idea to cohab two smaller species. But if you want to see more awesome Jurassic World Evolution 2 builds on my channel, and especially of this park, you're gonna have to subscribe to the channel and also leave a like to help out my video. But coming back to today's build, what you saw me do in the beginning of the build was that I used a pretty bright terrain brush to basically outline the shape of the plaza that I want to go for. And I think this is a very helpful trick, which you guys can also do. Sort of, you come up in your head with like designs for the plaza and where you want it to go. Instead of doing that with path immediately, you can just use the terrain tools, so you can later fill it out with the path and maybe make some changes and just try and make satisfying shapes for your plazas. And I started with the idea to have like a circular design in the middle of the plaza, which is a pretty similar design to what I did in the previous video, and that was the tropical aviary build. It had like a big path art in the middle, and I thought that looked quite cool. It was not like, it's not really path art, it's just pretty simple, like a ring with different path colors in it. You're gonna see that later when it's finished, but I think it looks quite cool. It's pretty easy to do, and then later also in this build specifically I built another one of those. The bigger one that I built first has the MINMI and HOMALOCEPHALE habitat in the middle, and then the other circle just has like a skeleton in the middle, like a sauropod skeleton that we have in this game, to sort of tie together with the theme of the brachiosaurus. And if you missed the last episode, or maybe you were not sure what I meant by that, basically the first thing, of course, that I built in this park was the entrance, and it's like this cascading, this thing with like these rings of water around it, and like these water terraces is what I call them, and then that leads into the park. But around those, around that water is a bigger herbivore habitat, and basically just shaped it in a circle. And now we're going to be integrating that in the park. So the park goes from the entrance, then goes to the left, and then it's supposed to sort of wrap around the brachiosaurus habitat, so that when guests arrive in the park, once it's done, you know, when they look down from the entrance, they will be able to look into a big brachiosaurus habitat and see, you know, their first dinosaur, and also get like an overview shot of the park and, you know, sort of see where they're going to be going and how big the park is. And I just thought that was a really cool idea. So that's why I did it, and now we're sort of, you know, bit by bit integrating that habitat and finishing it. This is now the second episode that I'm integrating it, and now in this episode I actually, you know, built some design for that habitat instead of just using a bit of the tree brush. And yeah, it's pretty simple, and it's at the end of the speed build. Just some, you know, basic nature stuff that I did before, like I usually do in this park. It's just very similar design. And you know, in the last episode we had like the feeder, the sauropod feeder, which is a really cool trick of mine to place one of those plants that the sauropods eat from, and then place a aviary perch inside of that, and then it looks. Also in this plaza I had like a little straight segment of path in a different path color. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but you're gonna see that later, also in the cinematics and in the build as well. And then I want to fill out like the gaps in there with a nice garden. And before, my idea was to have a bunch of shops there, but I ended up not doing that because those were just sort of too many, and it felt kind of boring. So instead, that's where the next episode is gonna latch on, and where I'll be building a habitat, a carnivore habitat probably, that you're going to be able to look into from the plaza as well. And so this plaza is gonna actually have 3 habitats that you will be able to look into. But a cool thing that I also did to prepare the next episode already is to place in the background of the future habitat a lagoon, because I wanted to build a lagoon now. That is because lately Cretateous Containment, if you don't know who that is, it's basically a Jurassic World Evolution 2 channel, and he does like a lot of glitch hunting and, you know, searching for glitches and finding them out. and he discovered a lagoon glitch where you can basically place any decoration, most decorations that don't flatten the terrain, and like individually placeable trees and fences into the lagoon and sort of have it overlap. I'm not going to tell you how this glitch works. If you want to see it, you can search a video on YouTube, made by Evolution Square. She also covered that. That's how that became more popular, that glitch. And I decided to now build a lagoon, and it works also very well as a backdrop for the habitat, because having those big concrete walls, you know, it adds a lot of height and a lot of interest, as well as a good backdrop. So the next episode will probably just be the habitat and some plaza work, maybe. I don't know. I'm probably not going to decorate the lagoon anyway, so let's see if I'm going to even, you know, do the lagoon and have a species in there. I'm not sure what to go for yet. And I'm also gonna use the lagoon glitch to to make some natural lagoon edges. You can, you know, place trees and bushes and rocks in there, and it sort of looks like a natural lagoon on some of the edges. And I'm going to do that for that next lagoon build. Another quick little thing is that previously for the brachiosaurus habitat, you know, it was smaller, and I just chucked in really quick 2 brachiosaurs to have them, you know, feed on the feeders and make it look cool for the cinematics at the end of the episode. But now I decided to actually choose some skins and put them in this habitat. And I decided to use the Jurassic Park 2001, the Jurassic Park 3 variant that we got in a previous update, as the male sort of version of the Brachiosaurus, because, you know, as I previously also mentioned, I think with the Nasutoceratops, I like, you know, differentiating my dinosaurs and sort of pretending that some of them are male and some of them are female, and changing the skins to represent that. That's what I also did here with the Brachiosaurus. And I think just the Jurassic Park 3 variant looks more bulky and sort of looks more like a male Brachiosaurus, and then the females are the regular variant. In general, I prefer the regular variant because it's not as, you know, bulky, it's more slim. I like the proportions more of it. It looks more like an actual Brachiosaurus. But I decided to do male and female variants like that. Also because the Jurassic Park 3 variant has a lot more vibrant skins, which is something that we were always wishing for the Brachiosaurus. But then we got that with the variant. Yeah, it's kind of cool to have those skins, but I really hope that in the next DLC, when we're gonna get new herbivores, we're gonna get like an Argentinosaurus with like a very vibrant skin pattern. Like, I think they could really just do something similar to the Edmontosaurus, like a really bright color, and do that on the neck, on the bottom of the neck of the sauropod, and that would make a lot of sense. And would also be, you know, sort of remind me of what was in Prehistoric Planet. Those air sacs on the outside of the neck of the Dreadnoughtus, and those add color, and also adding color, you know, for display and everything, and it would just look cool. So a skin like that for an Argentinosaurus would be quite amazing. So yeah, because now the most colorful herbivore is the Jurassic Park 3 variant for the Brachiosaurus, and I don't really like that variant as much as the usual one. But in general, I would say I quite like how this plaza turned out. I sort of tried to go for like a circle theme for this plaza. You have the 2 bigger circles that are like designed in the middle of the plaza. And then I decided to make some little cutouts in the path that are also circular. And some of them I put nature, and some of them I put in different path color. And then a fountain inside of that. Sort of have the fountain lined with a different path color. That's quite a neat trick I do pretty often in my parks. But yeah, I also like how the habitat in the middle turned out for the HOMALOCEPHALE and MINMI. That's a really cool idea, I think, to combine different small species in the game to make a more interesting combination. So yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, leave a like and comment something. Comment what was your favorite part about this build, and also share the video to help me out. And enjoy the cinematics. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.